Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. It's the DJI Air 3. If you missed the unboxing video, go ahead and check up here or down in the description down below. I'm gonna have the whole series of this new drone out. I'm just getting ready for the flight test. I just booted it up to see if it had an update because there was no update when I was unboxing it for you guys, and it's actually only a couple days later, and here we go. We finally have an update from DJI, so I'm gonna go through this update process with you. If you're wondering, sometimes it can be frustrating, sometimes it can be simple, so we're gonna see how good the Air 3 has improved with its update process. So stay tuned and let's go through it. Okay, so first thing you want to do is make sure your battery is charged, preferably 100%. This one's about 80% now. Turn on the controller and the drone. You're going to see if it does need an update. This has a firmware available, and it's 1.5 gigs just about. So that's a big update there. So I'm just going to go through this with you. I'm going to click update. Remember, you do have to connect if you have this controller that you got with your combo or however you got this drone. If you have this controller that doesn't take your cell phone, it does have a built-in wireless antenna, so you have to link that to either your hotspot or I have it on my home Wi-Fi right now. The fluctuation of the update speed is really variable. It's going from less than a megabyte per second all the way up to about 5 or 6 megabytes per second. So you're going to have that fluctuation, so this ticker is going to go either faster or slower depending on the throughput of your data connection. This also depends on how DJI is serving this update. So yours may go faster. Remember, this has not been released yet. By the time you see this, this will be released, but this is the first update that I've got on the pre-release of this drone, but it should be the same for when you guys get it. I don't know why it's going so slow right now, but this is probably the DJI servers just because this is new firmware. Okay guys, so a bit of a disappointment on the firmware update. As you can see, it says download failed, check network and try again. It wouldn't get over more than like 21-22%, and this is actually the second time it failed. If this happens to you, maybe wait and just try again. This is unfortunate because I want to go and flight test this thing. Usually when the drones are released and the firmware is updated, it's going to tell you like what it's updating. In this version here, it's not saying anything because this is the pre-release version. I'm thinking that it's just the way they're serving it. Maybe there's a bunch of these drones on demo and a whole bunch of people in the world are trying to download this new firmware. I'm gonna wait a bit, I'll chime back in again when it's working, and we'll try to get this thing updated. Okay guys, well, I tried again just about an hour later, and guess what? It is now updating and currently installing firmware into the craft, it looks like. As you can see, the majority of the update here is for the controller. So just for the Air 3, it's 336 megabytes, and for the DJI RC2, over 1.1 gigabytes. So this is a huge update for the controller. Probably has something to do with that OcuSync 4 technology. The back just started flashing, and this is kind of the thing you want to do whenever you're updating DJI drones, is just to really give it time and wait. If you do get that failure, you can either retry. What I ended up doing is after about an hour, just kind of waiting for maybe the network to clear, rebooting everything up, and then just retrying the update. And it seemed to work, so I'm just going to hang with you here. And again, I know this is a tedious process, but a lot of people get stuck when they're updating these because sometimes it seems like you got to wait a little too long, and then they end up turning off the drone and restarting when it's not ready to be. Patience is definitely a virtue when you're updating DJI drones, guys. Just for me having those couple of attempts, I went down to 50% on my controller. And here we go. Something's happening here. The drone actually stopped. The fan turned off. It looks like it's rebooting itself. So these are the things you just kind of want to wait for. It's a great thing that there's a fan on the Air 3. Oh, there it goes. Now it's fully restarting. Even with the boot up tone, it's restarting on that one. Like I was saying, it's great that these things have fans, because if you've seen my Mini 3 or even my Mini 1 or 2 videos, they had overheating problems when they're just sitting on the table updating anywhere above like 80 degrees. The controller even has a fan in here as well. I'd imagine that it's reconnected and it's now going to be updating probably the remote control. So we're probably going to see the DJI RC2 update in just a few minutes here. There we go. Screen just went off and it's rebooting itself. So exactly what I was talking about. You just have to wait. Don't press any buttons. It usually doesn't take this long for the controller. But that was a 1.1 gigabyte update just for the RC2. Just be patient. It may look like things are bricked or there's a problem with the update. Make sure you charged your batteries fully on the drone and your RC, and you should be okay as long as everything has downloaded. So I'm just gonna hang out for a minute and I'll chime in when this has some progression on this controller update. And there we go. Actually, right when I said that, the screen flashed off and back on, and it's back at the DJI splash screen. As you can see, it's reconnected. The green light came on. DJI Fly came up. We're having some movement here on the screen. We have a controller beep, and there we go. Initializing source data, starting DJI Fly, okay. We have a remote ID error. And now we have takeoff permitted. Is it all done? We have a blue light up here now. I want to just go into the settings. We're going to go into about, and we're going to just check for updates again and see if there's any more updates. Firmware is up to date, good. As you can see, the light turned green again, so it looks like everything is done. What I usually like to do, guys, is I like to just shut everything down. Since we know there's no more updating going on right now, it looks like it's ready to fly. I'm gonna shut everything down, wait till everything turns off, and then go ahead and turn everything back on one last time. And just wanted to kind of let it query the database again. Go back into about. Check for any more firmware updates. As you can see, it's checking version and firmware is up to date. One last thing, go back into here, and as you can see, no more updates up on the top. So this thing is ready to go. Main things, guys, like I said, make sure battery is fully charged on the drone, battery is fully charged on the controller, and you have a good connection on your Wi-Fi at home. It's just like any other Android device. They're actually using Android operating system to run their screen here. It's kind of like a phone without a SIM card in it. It just has Wi-Fi. Anyway, guys, that's how you update the DJI Air 3, the new DJI Air 3. It's just coming out now. I hope you enjoyed it, and that was kind of in-depth for you. Just remember the patience you need to have. You can see how long the controller was just static, and you just need to wait. That's all you need to do. Don't forget, I have a bunch of more videos coming up for the Air 3. Already did the unboxing. We're gonna have this flight test next, which I'm preparing for right now. That will be up next. Check it out on the channel. Down in the description, I'll have all the videos, and it should pop up here too, so you can see all those. And we're also doing a range test. Remember, don't miss the range test. We're gonna do tracking. This thing's cool because guess what? Air 3 can do tracking with advanced features. DJI is saying that they open this thing up and have a better processor in here to do a bunch of more stuff. OcuSync 4, remember the new technology here. Dual camera, 48 megapixel, 46 minutes of flight time. So I'm gonna be testing all that. Don't forget to subscribe and check out my channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next in-depth review of the DJI Air 3 and beyond. Thanks for watching.